Hey guys, Joseph Pierre here. Today I'm going to focus on slap guitar. I'm going to do 3 videos on slap guitar because it takes, I would say, 3 videos to really pull this off and be able to show most, if not all, the techniques needed to play slap guitar. We're going to start off with the basic slap idea. What you need to do for the basic slap idea is to slap the guitar on the first fret or the last fret, however you look at the guitar. Let's say the first fret. Let's think of this as the first fret right now, being that this is the area we're focusing on. What I'd like to do if you're playing on a Strat is to slap not on the fret, because you don't get as much of a punch, but in between the neck pickup and the second pickup after that, right in the middle, because the pickups pick up the attack and it gives it enough string for the string to bounce off of the fret. So you have this sound. And I use this hand, a flap of this hand, I stop the motion of the string. I don't press it in and produce another note. I just stop the motion of the string. So you hear the punch. The slap itself is like jabbing. You see, people jab, or if you box yourself or have goofed around and thrown jabs in the air, you feel that you pretend you're hitting something and you're targeting, you pull your punch back. That's the same effect that your physical effect that you have with your right hand when you're slapping. Okay, so we set our metronome, right? Whatever it may be, whatever you feel comfortable with, and we start to produce different rhythmic values against the metronome. We start with 1-syllable quarter notes. I say 1 syllable, meaning you think of a word that has 1 syllable and you repeat this word in your head. Mike, 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 and you mute right after it, Mike. You stop the sound, and you stay with your click. When that gets very relaxed, now you see my pull is so small that it almost looks like I'm just stopping it, but I'm actually hitting it, pulling it back slightly, and staying there. That's what you want. You don't want to, of course, at first you're going to be pulling far away to produce that jab technique, but eventually you want to minimalize it so you can slap quicker. Okay, and that's what this exercise I'm coming up with now will help you with. First, quarter notes. 1-syllable word, whatever it may be. To that same rhythmic value, you start to double. Think of, instead of Mike, let's say we think of Michael, 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 Michael. You're still muting in between each syllable. Still with the same rhythmic value. Okay, you start to add a 3-syllable word. Blockbuster, blockbuster, blockbuster. A little less muting, you'll notice now. And on the triplets, I add a big downbeat and 2 small ones. Bop, dum, dum, bop, dum, dum. Almost like a tribal rhythmic feel. Okay, and the last for now is a group of 4s, which I would consider like, how about California, California, and Cal being the big movement, and California would be the small movements. California, California. Almost like a train. I'll stop the note just so you can hear the rhythm. Remember, do it to a metronome, so you really hear the subdivisions. And they're even. Very important. Okay, and I would do this for a couple of days to really, even if you have the slap down where you can slap, really hear your subdivisions. Make sure they're even, okay? Because what happens is you get these rhythmic patterns between your mind and your muscle movements. They become second nature, and then you can utilize them randomly at will. Okay, so once you've gotten to that point, then you create some kind of slap feel. Boom, boom. Now when I'm doing that, I'm going da 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 da. That's a random bass fill I came in with, or backbeat, or bass line I've come up with. Some of them I let ring out as open E's. Others I mute because I want a dead note for kind of vibe. Dead notes complement the full note. Boom, boom. Okay, it gives the bass line or whatever it is you're playing some kind of character. Okay, so much like a drum set, let's think of that as our bass drum. Now we're going to incorporate a snare, a pluck. And I'm going to do this pluck from the second knuckle joint. This knuckle joint is going to be kind of stiff. The first one, let me see if I can get this on the camera. This one's going to be stiff, and this one's going to produce, the bend's going to produce. Okay? Don't do it for a little one, it'll be too small, and don't do it from here because it's too much hand movement. So the middle knuckle joint, let that produce the pluck. So you got bass drum, pluck. Okay? Like I said before in another video, get yourself, download online, or if you're your guitar player, ask your drummer buddy if he has some drum books, and follow the drum books. It's a good way it's good to know how to read drum music anyway. Copy the drum patterns. Start very simple. Maybe double it. Whatever you're reading. Boom, boom, that simple rock beats. And as you progress, you'll notice the rock beats start to become more subdivided and get into some funk grooves, and you'll start to, instead of boom, boom, da, you'll start to hit boom, boom, da. You got more subdivided. What I do now, if you notice, you'll start to see my muting hand. I start to subdivide instead of going doom, doom, da, boom, 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 boom. I start adding into between both hands this little underlining, what I call motion. It gives this beat movement. Picture this beat, a beat that's just a drummer standing still, but this makes the drummer walk. Now the beat starts to have some motion. Okay, so bass drum, snare, some subdivision with the left hand, or however, if you're a lefty player, the opposite. Okay, once you have that, I like to add what I call the brush technique. Some people do what I call the three-legged race technique, which is they use all three fingers, and the three fingers are stuck together in a three-legged race format with the pinky being an anchor. That's a very good sound if you're not doing a fast slap, because it's very full. Very effective, but if you're doing something fast, you want to use your pointer finger, because your pointer finger is less fingers and it reacts quicker. So it's the same technique whether you use 3 fingers, 2 fingers, or 1, but the quicker the strum, the less fingers you want to use, obviously, because one finger can move quicker than 3. Okay, so that's the next technique, and that's another way of playing subdivisions, or the hi-hat. And that's a good way to do it. I'm muting the strings, and I'm nail back of finger, flesh, nail flesh. And I still have that metronome, and I go, Joe, Joe, Michael, 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 Taco Bell, Taco Bell, Taco Bell, Taco Bell, California, 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 same thing. Okay, so you're going to be really working with the metronome for a while, but hey, metronome should be your worst and best friend. Take an E, maybe sharp 9 chord, 8-13. Okay, and start to produce it using different rhythmic values. The 1, oh, that was a little rough. There you go. See, you never can get enough practice. To the 13th chord, okay, E9 or E sharp 9 to A13, nice start. In between it, once you start to get these two chords, in case you don't know how to play these chords, E7 sharp 9 is the Hendrix chord, and it's from the 6th string. It's open 7, 6, 7, 8, and then you can also add a high E too. So it's open 7, 6, 7, 8, open. A13, starting on the low E string. 5, open, but it's muted on the next string. 5 again on the D string. 6, 7, and the last string is muted. In between that, add a slap, and I add a plot. Maybe I'll do the slap first. Okay, and this whole brush thing, later on we'll do it on the next couple of videos where we start to really separately add fingers to add different kind of brush techniques and also different slap techniques. One more thing you might want to practice, and do this in a pentatonic scale format. Play maybe an A pentatonic and do a slap, and after you slap with your thumb, pluck up with your pointer finger. And do it real slow, because what we're going to do is we're going to use this as a lead, like a country vibe. Okay, that's going to help you incorporate what I call fills, melodic fills. So you have your bass line, your snare pluck, your subdivision brushing technique, 3, 2, or 1 finger, depending on the speed, and then you're taking your thumb and your pointer finger. Just do the scale, the pentatonic scale, and get comfortable with just doing the 2 fingers. And I'll start to elaborate on that. That'll be our takeoff point, our starting point on the next video. Okay? I know this is a long one, but please write back. Tell me if at all if it helped, or if I need to go over some things. Okay? Peace.